Hiya, welcome back to the channel. So we are in a Renault Megane Scenic, and it's got an issue with that window. If we see, that switch has been modified to make it so you can't press it, because when you do press it, yes, that's actually a better result than last time it was pressed. Last time it pressed, the window sort of fell down and won't come back up. But as you can see from that, there is an issue. So in this video, we're going to try and rectify that. And the way I'm expecting to do that is to replace this finest quality eBay window regulator. So let's do that. And the first thing, or the first part of the process, is going to be to remove this door card, which I've not done one of these before, but I'm assuming, like other door cards of similar design, it's just going to be a case of find and undo any bolts or any screws that are holding it in, which we've got a Torx bit in there, we've got a Torx bit in there, we've got a Torx bit there and there. Take all them out and then just pull the shitter off. Well, let's see. So this one is a T20. Yes. These two are also T20s. There's one of them. And there's another one. Now this is a T30, which is bigger. Yes. Right, so now this door card may or may not be ready to pull off. There's only one way to find out. Nice and carefully pull on it like that. Yes. It does seem that I did actually forget to take one out. So before you pull it off, look properly and take all the screws out. Better. And then there's going to be a couple of bits to disconnect. Now this is the cable to the back of the door handle. Now this fell off as the door card fell down, but if it doesn't, then you should just be able to pull that off. And then we've got a plug under there to the electric window switch, and then we've got another one here to this light, which we can just nice and carefully unplug. And then we can move that shitter out of the way. And now, with that shitter out of the way, we can see that somebody has been here before. And if we look inside there, we can see that, well, yes, that's not the shape it's supposed to be. So, well, we need to change that. And if we put the new one, offer it up to it, then we can see where everything's meant to go. So you've got, try and point this out with one hand and balancing it. That stud is obviously there, that nut, that one goes there. These two are these two. The motor goes into here, and you can basically see where it's going to fit. So now let's try and make it fit. And what I'm trying to work out is, this glass is bolted to this rail at each end, and usually you have to send the window down a bit so you can get to the bolts through one of these or one of these, and none of them, there's no point where it seems to line up with both of them. So I'm just gonna have to undo this motor and just see what happens, and then start undoing everything and just pull it out, really. Yes. And now I can pull the window up and down manually to try and line it up too. Let's set that off and see what's behind there. And that does sort of give us access to that 10mm there. So that's one of the shitters out, but the other one is behind here somewhere, and there doesn't seem to be an access hole that I can see. This seems like it might be in about the right place, so I'm going to try my luck by undoing these, undoing these, and then maybe the whole mechanism will drop down, and then I can get to that. That's one of them. Another one. Yes. And then I think this is the last one. And so, well, that's not connected to anything anyway. This hasn't got a lot of space to move to because it's all bent, which isn't helping very much. But hopefully, if I pull that down a bit, that's it. Everything's all jammed up because the mechanism on this is really badly bent. Yes, that's what I was hoping for. Right, so now I've removed that 10mm that was there, so that disconnects this glass from this here. I've pushed that up to the top and taped it up there to try and stop it from falling down as I'm trying to get this mechanism out, which is just going to be a case of wrestling it out because, so this is all bent, it's got to be threaded through one of these holes here, which is just going to be loads of fun. Yes. And some struggling and some perseverance later, we've actually managed to retrieve the shifter. And now this one needs to go in there, and hopefully it'll go in easier than what that one came out. Nah. So let's try going through the other hole. Yes. Yes. Right, so a little bit of fiddling round, and I've put this onto here with these two nuts just loose. This I can line up to all this stuff, but I can't do that yet because next thing I need to do is put the bolts back in which hold the window to here, and this one as well. So that's that connected up, and then now, hopefully without trapping my fingers, I'll be able to line this up with these holes here, and then put all the nuts and bolts back in. So the mechanism's in, it's connected to the window. I've got this locking piece which I've just put on to stop the window from falling, but if I take that out, then we can put a bit of grease on there just to try and help stop it from fucking up in the future. So just ejaculate some of that all over there as much as possible. Fuck it, that'll do. And then now we can refit the window motor, which should just nice and lovingly slot in there, which it doesn't seem to be doing as lovingly as what I hoped. But I just put the bolts in anyway, so let's see if it actually works. Yes. Yeah. So, it does appear that that does actually work as it should, so now I need to put this back on. Now first we should really fix this, but I'm not going to bother doing that. So let's build it back up. And of course that means plugging everything that I unplugged before back in. This should just do that. That should be sorted now. Yes. And then this is going to be hard with one hand, but should sort of hook onto there, like so. And then these you just lovingly refit. And then now we've refitted all the screws that we took out. It is all back together and complete. So I think that's it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the usual shit. I'll see you next time.